Alright guys, looks like we're getting ready to start just about. Take that off of there. Alrighty. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get in the live stream as we talk about things here. Get things set up. So we're going to be playing Dice Baseball. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we are. Dice Baseball. You can go to their website, which we'll bring up here and show you guys. Tribe Fan, hello, Mr. Tribe Fan. So we're playing some Dice Baseball. So go to http://gen1400gaming.com. They have a whole bunch of different games. They have Dice Baseball, Dice Basketball, Dice Boxing, Dice Football, Golf, Hockey, Racing. They're pretty decent games. We played the hockey version the other day. And so today we're going to be playing some Dice Baseball. You can see if you actually go to the shop here, they're pretty reasonably priced. If you go into buy like the PDFs, unfortunately there's just 4 of them. They have 38 of the printed versions, so if you go to the printed versions, they have quite a few sets, as you can see here. 1927, 35, 60, 68, 75, 79, 77, 86, 85, just there's like 35 different season sets that you can pick up in the already cut printed version for you. But if you go to the PDFs, there's only 4. But 1908, 1922, 1986, and the 2016 series. You can see they're only $5 for a season set. The older ones are only $3. So you can get 4 season sets for, what is that, $16. That's a really good deal. Really good deal. So we're going to try this out, and if it goes well, we like it, I'm going to pick up a couple season sets, maybe all of them, who knows. And then we'll be able to play some Dice Baseball. As I mentioned, we played the Dice Hockey the other day, which is pretty good. You can download demos for all their different games. The demo that came with Dice Baseball is in 1984. It's actually 4 teams, though. It's the Chicago Cubs, Detroit Tigers, Kansas City Royals, and the San Diego Padres. So I believe those must have been the final 4 that went to the World Series there in 2000, not 2000, how about 1984? Plus it comes with all the charts, the instructions on how to play. If you look at the, oops, that's the wrong thing. Sorry about that. The instructions on how to play. They're pretty easy. There are only 8 pages of instructions. Probably just give you some information. If you're familiar with any kind of baseball game simulation, you can pick this up and play it without really knowing too much. Max Cornelius is in the house as well. Thank you, Tribe Fan and Max Cornelius. So yeah, it's looks like just a division champion 4 teams, but that, I mean, for demo game, that's pretty good. It's if we look at, say, the Detroit Tigers, it comes with 5 pages worth of guys. It's not just like 10 guys. So I mean, it's a full set of guys. So that's pretty good. You can download the demos again. If you go to gen1400gaming.com, and like I said, whether you're into baseball, basketball, boxing, golf, there's even a racing game here. The hockey version we played the other day, and that was pretty good. Not bad game, not very deep and involved, but not a bad game either. So if you're looking for something quick and easy to play, there's not many really good hockey games out there. So, every one we can get our hands on is good because I love my hockey games. But yeah, and the prices are, you can't beat the prices on this stuff. For the PDFs, download and print it out is $5 for a season set, which is really, really good price there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the setup here we got going on. So we have the 1984 division. I'm sorry, this is I put down this is a World Series game one, but it's not the World Series game one. This is the American League Championship Series game one. So people expecting the World Series from 1984, they're going to be in for a shock, I guess, when they come. So this is the Detroit Tigers, 1984 versus the Kansas City Royals, 1984. And the starting lineups. Let me get something to drink. There's something in my throat here. If you're familiar with Status Pro Baseball, it's going to look very familiar to you guys for that. Basically, you're going to be using a lefty-righty split, which is nice. We're rolling batter versus a pitcher. Kind of using the 1984 World Series wasn't great anyway, says Tribe Fan. Well, I've come to learn that Tribe Fan 879 is like a baseball aficionado. He knows his stuff when it comes to baseball. So 1984 is when I graduated, so I don't remember much about that series. So anywho, lineups today. For Detroit, Lou Whitaker at second, Alan Trammell at short, Kirk Gibson in right field, Lance Parrish at center, Larry Herndon at left field, Balboa Gabney the DH, Chet Lemon the center fielder, Darrell Evans first baseman, Marty Costello the third baseman, and pitching for Detroit, Jack Morris. For the Kansas City Royals, it's Willie Wilson in center field, Pat Sheridan in right, George Brett at third, Jorge Orta, the DH, Darryl Motley in left field, Steve Balboni at first, Frank White at second, Don Slott at catching, and Onyx Conception, the shortstop, and pitching today for Kansas City, the starting pitcher, Buddy Black. If you'd rather go with Buddy, that's fine. Tribe Fan says he was only 5, so no memory of it, but he's seen enough highlights of it. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it there, my friend. Definitely, I believe Detroit ended up winning the World Series, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they beat the Padres, but don't quote me on that because I'm certainly not an expert on the baseball histories. So again, as we looked at this game here, basically, we have a matchup. We're going to be rolling a control, just like in kind of similar to Status Pro Baseball, where you find out, is it coming off the pitcher's card or is it coming off the batter's card? Which makes this game really interesting because if you look at like Stratomatic, it's like a 50-50 shot. It's either going to come off one or the other, 50-50 chance. This game has given you some variables to that based upon your starting pitcher. So you can see Buddy Black, if you roll a 10 to 64, it's going to be coming off of his card. If you roll higher than that, it's going to be coming off of the batter's card. If you roll lower than that, actually, it'll go into a special chart. As I mentioned, there are quite a few different charts that come with the game. They come with the demo version as well. So you don't need to spend time and money buying special charts and everything to play your season files. There's a bunting chart. There's a base running and hitting chart. There's out charts. What else do we have here? The rules, the runner advancement charts, sacrifice charts, the special charts we talked about. That's where we roll 00 to 09. We're going to be using this chart. We have the special plays chart, and then just an example of the different cards. So that's pretty much that. Max Cornelius says in 1984 he wasn't even born yet. So you were just a figment of our imagination there, Max Cornelius. All right, so that's pretty much the setup there. Then we're going to roll find out what the results are. The results are going to be HB, BB, single to left field, single to center field, single to right field, double to left field, double to center field, double to right field, a triple, a home run, a strikeout, a ground out A, a ground out B, a ground out C, a line out, a foul out, and there are their stats. Their stats, I would say, are the weakest part of this game in that they're not like everything is based upon percentile dice roll. All right, so 0 to 1 to 100 basically. So when we roll this, it'd be a 50. So you would think, oh, okay, 89 stat, that's pretty high. But some of their stats are not based upon like 1 to 100. Some of their stats, if we look at the rule book real quick here, where's the rule book? Right here. So some of their stats are based upon like 0 to 99. This one's a 39 to 99. This is a 60 to 99 scale. This is a 30 to 99 scale. This is a 50 to 95 scale. This is a 0 to 100 scale. So every one of their different stats is based upon a different scale. So I guess it's kind of the one thing that's going to be difficult for new players is to look at the card and go, oh, he's got good, 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 bad, bad, horrible, really good, just on the numbers until you play probably about 10 games, because I have no idea. Control 89, it sounds pretty good. Power of 62, is that good or is that not good? Well, this one might be based upon a 100 scale. This one might only be based upon a 30 to 90 scale. So, yeah, so that's a little different. And then each of the players are rated in the number of games that they played. So that's this column here. So if we take Lou Whitaker, he played second base. He played 142 games. Then it gives you their defensive check, which is 94, and their range check. Again, these obviously the games is just a normal stat, but your defensive range, defense, and your range checks are slightly different scales as well. What I do like is it actually tell you in some of the different cards. Like you can see here, PH7, which means he pinch hit 7 times during the season. So that's kind of cool. And I also like the fact that they put the different batting averages on the cards, and of course all their stats down here at the bottom. So, ignoring the stats that they have for the player, you can kind of gauge, okay, this guy hit 315 against right-handers, only 230 against left-handers. He had 6 stolen bases. So you can kind of get a gist based upon the normal stats that we're more accustomed to. Well, anyways, without further ado, unless anyone has any questions, we're going to get this game on the way. Let me just reference if there's anything we need to do prior to setup. So there's like no, like when we played Internet Baseball League, you rolled ahead of time to check for weather and wind conditions and everything. It doesn't look like this game has any of that at this point. So, we'll just have to about to make sure there's nothing I'm missing to begin with. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Like I said, the rules are pretty self-explanatory. It's very similar to Status Pro. You're going to be trying to find out whether or not you're coming off the batter's card, the pitcher's card, or a special chart, which is neat because now you have 3 options. It's not just 2 options. It's not either the batter card or the pitcher card. There is a slight chance you're going to go on a special chart. So that's pretty neat. I think I like the layout of the cards, which is nice. They're pretty easy to understand and stuff. And I'm sure once you play a few games with the different stats that come for the players, you'll know, okay, this is steal of 41. That's pretty low. Or maybe, oh, that's average or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can always look at the chart and look it up and say, okay, well, if I'm trying to steal a base, let's look at our stealing. Yeah, there's our sacrifice. There's our specials. It would help if there's our hit and run chart, squeeze play charts, okay, yada, yada, yada. That's our team ballpark. Now this will come into play, the power rating. Whenever, if we look at our trusty dusty sheet here, runners, pitching stamina, we don't call her. Okay, on the ballpark chart, you will see listing for name of every time a hitter flies out, there's a chance that the ball could go to a deep fly ball. This is indicated on the out location chart by deep left fly or deep center fly or deep right fly. Anytime a hitter hits a deep fly ball, there's a chance of a home run, and that's when we're going to check our special chart here based upon the power rating of the player. So I'll keep that in mind. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Nobody has any questions. We're going to go. We got Lou Whitaker and Bud Black here, and we're in the top of the first inning. I think this game will go pretty quick, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 1984. Lou Whitaker's a lefty. So first thing we're going to roll percentile to find out. Is it off of Bud Black's card, or is it off of, it's 77, which is higher than the 64, so it's going to come off of Lou Whitaker. We're going to roll again. And we got a 65 against the left-hander. So look at the left-hander, 65. That's going to be a ground ball out C. We could, of course, look at our out charts. We're going to go through this kind of slow in the beginning, but obviously once we look at our out charts, that's the fly outs. This is the ground outs. So this happened to be a what was the number? 65. So 65 is a C chart. So there's an A, B, C. A is hard, B is routine, C is slow. So base is empty on a ground out slow chart. It's just a, out at first, basically. Boom, boom, boom. You can roll on this chart here to see where, what position it goes to. This was a, what is he? He is a left-handed batter. So we can roll on the chart. That might actually be a nice chart to have up. So it's a 2. We'll just take the first one. He's a left-hander 2, so it went to the catcher. So it's a G2 put out, basically, for Lou Whitaker. G2 out. And, because we were probably going to be using that chart a lot, I might... I'd like to have it up here in the corner so I don't have to... Wonder if there's a way... Probably a way. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Maybe I'll just make it its own sheet here. Because a lot of these we're not going to need. Bloop. Just minimize that. And let's try it. Let's see if I can squeeze this into one thing. It might be too big, but we'll see. Spaceball. We're going to call this the out location. Sorry, should have done this ahead of time, but whatever. Stack the hitter cards on top of the pitcher. Well, I think we can almost. Let me see if, because a lot of those charts we're not going to need until like special situations come up. So you think stack the hitter cards on top of the pitcher. So you mean like this? It would save me a little bit of room, but then I'd have to drag them out every time there's an end of the inning. I think, well, this will be okay. We don't need to see Bud Black's name all the time. And I can read it sort of. All right. So that was Lou Whitaker. He's out. Alan Trammell's up. He's a righty. Again, 10 to 64. It's coming off of Buddy Black's card. It's a 44, so it's coming off of Buddy Black's card. We roll again. In fact, I could actually set up a second pair of dice in here, and I wouldn't need to re-roll it. That might speed things up. It's 22 against the righty. So against the right-hander, 22. It's going to be a strikeout. So Alan Trammell goes down on the strikeout. And we might actually do that. We're going to add a 1d10 sided dice. We're going to make this red. And a 1d10, we're going to make this one yellow. There we go. So when I roll them, the first two will be determined where it's going to go, and the second two will be the number that's going to be based on the card. There we go. That might speed things up. All right. So that was Alan Trammell. He struck out. So let's go to Kirk Gibson, the right fielder. Two-away here in the top of the first. And here we go. That's a 29, so it's coming off of Bud Black, and then we rolled a 78 against the lefty. 78 against the lefty is going to be a fly out. If we look at the fly out, which is this column here, we can just, it's a 0, so, actually, no, oh, wait a minute. Let's read the rule, because it looks like you just use whatever number you had actually rolled on that. So let's see. So I might not need to re-roll it then, right? So it's going to be, stealing bases, pitcher stamina, we don't care. Special play, we don't care about. Determine the ball has been hit. Roll to make sure no error has occurred on the fly ball. Come on, proper out chart. Bases out chart. Only roll for possible error off of hitter's cards. Never roll an error if the result comes off the pitcher's card. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't say when to use that chart, unless I'm missing something. Maybe I am. The proper out chart can be found on the bend. The bases are empty. All right, well, it looks like he just ended up rolling again, I guess. So in this case, well, that wouldn't be the case because in a line out, it is, or I'm sorry, a fly out. It was a fly out. I can't remember what he had. We're just going to put down F8 and move on. That's what we're going to do. There we go. All right, now we know the process. Doesn't matter, it was an out, right? So let's move on. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Willie Wilson against Jack Morris. He's got a 10 to 58. That's an 89, so it's coming off of Willie Wilson, and it's a 43 against a right-hander. 43 is going to be a strikeout for Willie Wilson. Strikeout. All right, that brings up Pat Sheridan, the lefty. He did bat 293 against right-handers, though. There we go. We're on a roll now. That is a 09. So 09 is going to be the special chart. We will have to use the special chart now. I'll just have to find the special chart. When you roll 09, 00 to 09, you use the special chart. And then we roll again, and that percentile dice was an 88. So we'll find out what kind of special it actually was. Several different things can happen on the special chart. Where did it go? Where in the hell did it go? There it is. You can use either a pitcher chart, the fielder's range chart, special results chart, or an injury chart. So we ended up rolling an 88, which falls in the fielder's range chart. So we're going to re-roll, and we're going to check out the fielder's range. We're going to find out first of all which one it was. So if you look at the percentile dice here, slide this over one more so I can put this on the screen for us. So it's the 31. So the player is right here, the second baseman. The second baseman for is Lou Whitaker for Detroit. Is Lou Whitaker. So we're going to check Lou Whitaker's range. Lou Whitaker's range is. Hello, there you are. So his range is an 81. We rolled a 15. So 31 was to find out where it went, and then the second percentile was to check his range. So Whitaker makes the play. That's going to be a ground ball to second base for the out as he makes the play. So that's how you get fielders' ranges comes into play whenever you roll 00 to 09 on the check to find out, if it was coming off the pitcher's card or not. So, all right, George Brett is up. He's third baseman. All right, here we go. Jack Morris against George Brett. That's a 0-5, so once again, we are on the special chart, and we rolled a 46 on the special chart. So 46, again, is going to be a range check, so we're going to roll the dice again. This is 2 range checks in a row. That's nice. No. And that's a 49, so we're going to find out where it was, and it was third baseman this time. And third baseman rolled a 0-3. So I'm sure the third baseman is going to have a range check less than 0-3, so that's going to be a simple F5 out. We'll call that a G5, actually. That's what we'll call it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for both pitchers here in the first inning. No hits, no runs, no errors. That brings up Lance Parrish. So if I had a little bit more room, or I was doing this cards and dice, I'd have the charts all printed out. I could just hold them in my hand. It's kind of hard to simulate that on the computer, but I want to show you guys, so I don't want to just, have them on my other screen so you can't see what's going on. So this way you have an idea. So Lance Parrish against Bud Black, eh? Let's do this. We're supposed to be rolling for errors too, so let me check that. I know I always forgot that when I did Status Pro too. So errors, only roll for possible error on results off the hitter's cards. Never roll for an error if the result comes off the pitcher's card. Anytime an error occurs, you need to refer to the proper out chart to find the results. It's important to remember to check for an error on every out and every single double, triple hit off the hitter's card. All right, so anytime you use the hitter's card, that's when you're going to get those defensive checks, basically, when we use that. So we didn't do that at all in the first inning. We're going to try and remember to do that in the second inning. That's all I have to say. All right, here we go. Lance Parrish against Buddy Black. Pretty nice system. I mean, if you're familiar with Status Pro or some of those systems like that, it should be able to pick this up pretty quickly. That's a 55, so it's going to come off of Buddy Black. He rolled a 49, so we don't need to check an error. Is it an R? 49. 49 is going to be ground out B. And we look at the 9, and that's going to tell us who gets the ball. And that's going to be shortstop. So Lance Parrish, G6, out. Oops, out. That brings up Larry Herndon. Larry Herndon. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with spice, whatever that is. That's a 46, again off of Buddy Black. That's a 0-5 against a righty. 0-5 is going to be a single to left field. Single to left field. So Larry Herndon gets on with the old S1 into left field. So first base runner. Looks like he only had 6 stolen bases through the season. His steal rating is a 45. That seems pretty low. So we're not going to try and steal. That brings up Barbado Gabney. Barbado Gabney against Bud Black. One out here in the top of the first inning. First hit of the game. First hit ever in Dice Baseball is a single by Larry Herndon. Yay! All right, here we go. 64. Oh, look at that. 64 is exactly what he needs. So it's coming off of Bud Black, and that is a 45 against a righty. 45 is a ground ball A. Now, we will have to check the chart because there is a base runner. The only time we need to really check these charts is when there is a base runner, actually. So A is a hard grounder. We have a man on first, so it's going to be a double play. So the A's are going to be double plays. The B's are going to be runner out at second, batter safe at first. And the C's are going to be batter out at first, runner safe at second. So, because that's a slow grounder. So this is an A. So this is going to be a double play to end the threat. And he hit it to 5, which is third base. Take the 5 at the 45. You look at the 5 here. That's third base. Wait, he was a right-hander. Sorry. Yep, still didn't matter. Third base. All right, so that's going to be a 5, 4, 3 double play, double star for the double outs. We have one hit on the board, no runs. There we go. Now we're cooking with. Now we're cooking. Jorge Horta. Jorge Horta. All right, let's find out. Jack Morris. Jorge Horta, lefty versus righty. Wind up and the pitch. Here it comes. It's a 14, so it's coming off of Jack Morris's card, and it's a 15 against the lefty. Lefty 15 is a single to right field. So starts off the inning with an S1 into right field. His steal is a 30. Boy, he's horrible. That's because he had 0 stolen bases through the air. So probably not going to be stealing. That brings up Daryl Motley. Daryl Motley against Jack Morris here. Bottom of second, one hit on the board for the Kansas City Royals. All right, first 61, which is outside Jack Morris's range, so it's coming off the batter's card. It's a 79 against a righty. Right-hander 79 is going to be a line out. Look at the line out. That is a 9, so we look. He is a right-hander, and we rolled a 9, so that's going to be into right field. A line out to right field. So that's going to be, what is that, F9, right? No, not F, L9 for the out. One away. Steve Balboni. Steve Balboni, first baseman. Jack Morris for Detroit. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. That's a 64. That is going to be coming. Oh, we forgot to check for an error. I said we were going to start doing that. God bless it. All right. We didn't do that in the top of the inning. So we're not going to do it in the bottom of the inning. But for the third inning, somebody's got to remind me, every single batter, check for error. So that's a 64-96. That is going to be a fly out. 6 is going to be a fly out. 6. Actually, it's a 96. We can look at the 96 right there. It's a fly off to right field. There we go. That's an F9 out. There we go. And two-way now. Jack Morris settled down. Got a couple lazy fly balls out there. Well, actually, one was a liner, one was a fly ball. That brings up Frank White against Jack Morris. We're going to have to start checking for errors. Got to remember the 87 is going to be off the batter card. 37 against the righty. 37 is a home run. Frank White goes yard. Home run. Let's just check the rules and make sure there's nothing funky. HR ball is hit over the fence. Okay. So I thought. So Frank White goes yard. Home run. And he's going to get himself 2 runs in. So it's a 2-0 ball game as Frank White, second baseman, goes deep off of Jack Morris. That brings up Don Slott. No sense in checking for a home run there. Don Slott. 35 is going to be off of Jack Morris. 39 against the righty. 39 is his strikeout. So Jack Morris comes back with a strikeout. But that is going to be 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. And after... Oops, let's make these nice and big so you guys can see these. Oh, they are kind of big, aren't they? So after 2 complete, 2-0 Kansas City, that brings up Chet Lemon against Bud Black here. Yeah, that chart, that'll work for that chart, I think, actually. So we'll be okay. All right, so Chet Lemon against Buddy Black. 1 hit so far for Bud Black, going in the top of the 3rd inning. Scroll up a little bit so people that are just joining us can see the score. All right, here we go. Top of the 3rd inning. We're cruising right along now. We got a good process going. 76 is going to be off of Lemon. 54 against the lefty. 54 is going to be a home run. Chet Lemon goes yard for Detroit, and just like that, cuts into the lead. Chet Lemon, the center fielder, goes yard. That brings up Darrell Evans. And the windup in the pitch, here we go. It's a 28, so it's coming off of Bud Black. 57 against the lefty. 57. Ground ball C. It's a 7. So that is going to be, he is a lefty. A 7 is going to be hit down to first base. That's going to be a G3 unassisted, we'll call it. And that brings up the number 9 hitting, Marty Costello. They're 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Marty Costello. That is a 42, so that's off of Buddy Black. 41 against the righty. 41 is going to be ground ball A. 41, he's a righty. That's going to be back to the pitcher. So that's going to be a, what is that going to be? That's going to be a 1-3 out. And that brings us back to the top of the lineup here for Lou Whitaker. Oh, Dave, big. We got to go back this way. Okay. Frick. All right. No, I shouldn't have. Yes. All right. Whatever. Lou Whitaker. There you are. All right. So back to the top of the lineup. Lou Whitaker grounded to the catcher in the 1st inning, actually. So interesting. Grounded to the catcher. A little dribbler out in front of the plate. So what do we have here? 2-way, nobody on in the top of the 3rd. That's a 54, so it's coming off of Bud Black. 73 against the lefty. 73. It's going to be a flyout. 73 flyouts. If you look at 73 on a little flyout chart here, he's a left-hander. Did I read it right? 73. No, I'm sorry. It's a line out. Okay, that's why I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the? It's a line out. There we go. So it's a 7-3. So 3 line out with the left-hander. It's going to be a line out to first. So liner to 3. And they've got their 2nd hit of the ball game. 1 run on, 1 hit. And after 2.5 complete, it is Kansas City 2, Detroit 1. That brings up Onyx Concepcion. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. We shall see. Onyx Concepcion. What a name. A righty versus a righty. Here we go. Batted .302 against right-handers in 1984. The year I graduated high school. Yeah. That's a 19, so it's coming off of Jack Morris. 97, and we forgot to check for errors again. God damn it. Somebody forgot to remind me. 97 is going to be a fly out. 97, he's a right-hander, so you look up 97. That's a deep okay, so let's zoom in so I can show you this. So that was a 97 we rolled. You see that there. If we zoom in on our chart here for flyout, it's a 97. It's a deep left fly. Okay, so this is important because those deep ones can still go out of the yard. What we have to do is we will look at our chart here, and we're going to look at our power rating of Onyx Conception. Our power rating is a 42. So we find our base, we find our stadium, which is Kansas City Royals, Kauffman Stadium, and then we look at our rating of 42, and we cross index, and that is a 0, Kauffman Stadium. So you have to have at least 60 power to get these deep flies to carry out. So that's just going to be a simple, let's see, that was a 97 left field. So a simple catch by the left fielder out there. I'm going to call that an F7 for the first out. And that brings up the top of the lineup. Willie Wilson, who struck out in the first inning. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. I like that nice little option there. There's deep flies and still get out based and brings in some of the ballparks into the play, so that's cool. All right, switch hitters, so he's going to be lefty versus righty here. That is a, come on, wiggle it. There you go. 50, an even 50. So it's going to be off of Jack Morris. 49 against the lefty. 49 is going to be ground ball A. 9, he's batting left, is going to be hit to shortstop. So it's a G6. That brings up Pat Sheridan. That's two-way here in the bottom of the third. Pat Sheridan is a lefty as well. 83. So it's going to be off of Pat Sheridan, and that's a 0-7. A 0-7, he is against a right-hander. So 0-7 is going to be a walk. So walked. That brings up George Brett. Let's see, Pat Sheridan's steal is a 70. Let's at least look at the charts. That's sacrifice chart, special play chart, sacrifice bunting. Yes. Hit and run chart, bunting for base hits, squeeze play, bunting chart. Steal chart. I didn't load up the steal chart. Are you kidding me? What kind of rookie are you? Let's look and see if we have ballpark, bunt, hit and run, injury, new outs, hit location, rest chart, rules, advanced running, sacrifice bunt, score sheet, special chart, special plays chart, team reference, and team sheet. Okay, so I don't see, maybe that's why I didn't load it up, because I do not see a steal chart. Let's see what the rules say. Steal chart. Oh, I know what it is. Yes, that's right. So what you're going to do is, I'll show you here. It's somewhere out there because I remember seeing it. I remember reading it. So you're going to take the, all right, here we are. So this is basically what we're doing here. We're stealing a base hit. So if you're stealing second, there's no modifiers. If you're stealing third, you subtract 30 from your runner rating. If you're stealing home, blah, 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 blah. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to check the whole rating of the pitcher. In this case, it's -5, -6. Okay, so basically what we have to do is we have to look at Buddy Black's hold rating is a minus, wait a minute, it's Jack Morris who we're stealing on. So his hold rating is a +1, which is actually not good. And then we look at the catchers. Wait a minute. Look at the catchers. We take the arm rating of the catcher and we subtract them both from our. All right. Okay. So what is the catcher here? Happens to be Lance Parrish. Lance Parrish, catcher. CA. I believe that's got to be the result that we're looking for. Catcher arm, outfield arm. Yeah. So that's what these are. So Lance Parrish is a -10. Real good arm. Excellent arm. Unfortunately, Jack Moore's hold rating is a +1. So we add those two together, and that is a -9. So basically, when you want to steal, you're going to subtract 9 to your steal rating, and that's the number you need or less. So in this case, he goes from a 70% chance down to a 61% chance because we're subtracting 9. So he's going to try and get the steal here, and we'll roll and see if he does get the steal here. Pat Sheridan, after the walk, get him in scoring position here. We'll use the first percentile dice that comes up. 16, easily steals second, and we're going to put down stolen base second. There we go. Oh, let's try that again. Stolen base second. There we go. On second for George Brett. There we go. So that's as simple as it goes. You just hold rating and the catcher arm, subtract these from whatever your steal rating is. So George Brett's only got a steal rating of 30. Not very good. His bunt rating, not sure. We'll have to look at that if it ever comes up, if we need to bunt. All right, so hang on, no roll. Let's see, where are we here? We're 2-way. Runner on second for George Brett. There we go. In the bottom of the third inning. Stolen base. And the windup in the pitch. Here comes Jack Morris. Looks over his shoulder. Peeks in at Pat Sheridan. And then the pitch to George Brett. Here it comes. That is a 93, so it's coming off of George Brett. And we got to remember to check for errors. And a 94. And a 94 is going to be a flyout. A 94 flyout is going to be to center field. So, the center fielder is Chet Lemon. We go to Chet Lemon. He has a 98% chance of making the play. And we're just going to simply roll the dice again and look at the first percentile. If it's no error on the plate. All right, so that was a center fielder, right? So that was a F9 out. And if you had all these written down ahead of time, you could just look at your little sheet, which I don't have. But maybe what we should do is do that real quick because we're going to need that information, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a column here. And there we go. All right, so let's go back. Sorry, guys, this will take just a second. So we're going back to, where is he? Lou Whitaker. There you are, Lou. All right, so he's got a 94. So we're just going to write down these numbers real quick. 94. And Alan Tramble is a 95. And Kirk Gibson, he is playing right field. So he's got an 89. Lance Parrish, 97. Larry Herndon is a 96. Balboa is playing DH, so he won't have to worry about that. Chet Lemon, center field, is a 98. Terrell Evans, he's first base, 98. And come on, go down. Thank you. Castillo is a third baseman. He's a 89. So you can see there's definitely a couple weak links in there. All right, we're going to center these so they're not so squishy. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Apologize for this. I didn't realize, until we play it first time that it's something that's so important. We're going to be using that a lot of times. All right, so Willie Wilson here is a 97. And Pat Sheridan, he is the right fielder, is a 96. 96. George Brett, 80. Ooh, he's only 88. Surprise, surprise. Zore, he is doing what position? He's DH. We don't care. Motley is left fielder. He's a 96. Steve Balboni is a 96 as well. Frank White is a 96 as well. 95. So you can see, unless you roll like 95 or higher, most of them are going to be fine. Concepcion is the shortstop. He's only 93. And Bud Black. I don't think we have these for the pitchers. All right. So let's add up what happened here in the bottom of the third inning. That was a walk, a stolen base, so no hits, no runs, no errors. And after 3 complete, it's a 2-1 ball game. And we are cruising right along and doing pretty good, I think. So Alan Trammell, there we are. If I could get this whole thing, maybe if I did it like, well, I don't need all the innings right now. We'll have to squeeze that over later. It'll be easier to see the stats. Or let's do it like that, maybe. Otherwise, I'll have to keep pain in the ass. All right, here's what I'll do. All right. There's always, because I'm a genius, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. We're just going to do this, and we're going to call this as team defense, team error. That's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll just load that bad boy up. Here we go. I can put this back where I need it, back there, and then we'll take our new sheet here. No, don't make it big. And put it up in this corner right where we need it, right? There we go. Look at that. How's that look? Huh? Pretty good? All right, so we are in the top of the 4th inning. We have Alan Trammell up against Bud Black. Both pitchers having a pretty good day. Both of them have given up home runs, though. A 2-run home run and a single home run are the only scoring of the game so far. Alan Trammell struck out in the first. Let's see if he can get things started in the 4th inning. As a 0-3, so we got our special chart 31 on the special chart is going to be a range check. So let's re-roll these. See, we already know that because we've done it a couple times. Once you do it a couple times, all right, let's roll those bones and see what we get here on our special check. 54 is going to be a shortstop, and the range check is a 45 on the shortstop. So shortstop is going to be Annex right here. His range, his shortstop is 88, so 45 is within 88. So he makes the play. So that's going to be a G6 out. And that's it for Kurt Gibson, right fielder. Oh, wait. We didn't check for error. We got to check for error on the shortstop. Right? Oh, no. We only do it when it comes off of the card. So that one came off the special chart. So we don't do it. 78. Now it's coming off the card, and that's a 76. 76 is a line out to 6. Line out, he is a lefty, lining out to the shortstop. Let's check the error, make sure he doesn't drop it. Shortstop is Onyx. That's a 93, so we'll take the first percentile roll. And 66, so he makes the play. That's a line out to the shortstop. I remembered, Farley. Thank you, thank you. Lance Parrish. Lance Parrish, two-way here in the top of the fourth. Only time you check for errors when it comes off the pitcher card, or the batter card. 85, so this is off the batter card. 93, that is going to be a flyout. 93 flyout is left field. We're going to check the left fielder. Left fielder is, who is that? That's Daryl Motley, left fielder. So 96 or less, he'll be fine. That's a 30. I'm sorry, it's a 03, so he's gets it no problem. That's going to be a liner. I'm sorry, fly out to left field. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing going there. And that brings up Jorge Orta, I believe. Yes, Jorge Orta. Jorge Orta. DH. That's right. All right, so let's find out. Jorge Orta. He singled in the second. And scored on the home run by Frank White. Frank White. That is a 2013, so that's going to come off the pitcher's card. 13, though, is a single into center field. And Jorge Orta singles. We got to check for an error into left field. That's going to be Larry Herndon, 96 or less. And that is a 0-0, which is actually not 100 in this game. It is a 0-0, so it goes from 0 to 99, actually. So that instead of 100, that is the lowest number. Because if that was the highest number, then that would be an error. In fact, I should probably just double check that. I'm pretty sure it's a 0-0. Yeah, because if the result's from 0-0 to 79, so yeah, it's a 0-0. All right, so easy play there by, who was it? Let's see, he hit it into, I think it was left field. Was it left field? Let's see, Larry Herndon, I believe. Is that who we were checking? I think. So it's just a simple, what is that? F7. There we go. All right. Steve Balboni. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. That was, you got a single to left. We were checking to see whether there was an error on the play. There was no error, so it just brings up Daryl Motley. Okay. Okay. Confusion for a second there. All right, here we go. Daryl Motley. What did he do? He lined to right field his first time up in the second inning. Got a runner on. Let's look at what's his steal rating's only at 30, so that's probably not going to be something to do. Try a hit and run, but let's just see if we can get a hit. So 20 is coming off the pitcher. 42 against the righty. 42 against the righty is a ground ball A. We know from looking this up before. We do have some new people in the chat, so I'll show you this one more time. But ground ball A with a man on first base is going to be a double play. He actually hit it to 2 as a righty. He hit it to the catcher again. So that is going to be the ever popular 2, 6, 3 double play, double star. 2, 6, 3. So the catcher's made 2 good plays in this game so far. Let's see. It was the other catcher, I believe. Right here, first hit of the game went to the catcher. The catcher. So that wipes out the base runner there, and that brings up Steve Balboni. And Steve flied out to right field his first time up. That's a 28, so coming off a Morris card, 32 against the righty. 32 is a strikeout. It says strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit. So up to 3 hits now. Let's see if I can keep that. Kind of, sort of, a little bit over. So you guys can see it. There we go. All right. So we're in the 5th inning. Oops, cruising right along here. That brings up Larry Herndon. Larry Herndon got a single in the 2nd. Against Bud Black, here we go. He is a righty. That's an 87, so it's coming off of Herndon, and then an 87 is going to be a flyout. A righty, so we look at the 87s. That's going to be a flyout to first base. We got to check the first baseman's. Steve Balboni is a 96. Let's make sure there's no error. And it is an 84, so no error. So that's a flyout to first base for the first out. Barbardo Gabney, the DH. He hit in the ground ball double play his first time up, the 5-4-3 double play. No one on, 1 out here in the 5th inning. That's an 85 coming up of Gabney's card. 32 against the lefty is going to be a single into right field. And we got to check the right fielder, which is a 96. Let's just make sure there's no error. That is a 74. So that is a single into right. He's got a steal of 48. So once you subtract the hold rating, which is minus 10 Bud Black, and then the catcher's rating, it's going to be probably in the 30% chance of stealing. So no steal going on there for Barbado. Chet Lemon, what did he? Oh, he hit the home run in the 3rd inning. So Chet Lemon, the center fielder, went yard against Buddy Black in the 3rd inning. Let's see if he can do it once again. That is a 40, so it's coming off of Buddy Black. That's a 0-6 against the righty. 0-6 is going to be a single into left field. So this will be a new chart. First time we had this new chart up. This is going to be the ever popular runner advancement on base hit charts. So you hit it to left field. It was just a 0-6, so it's a single to left field. So runners going from first to third on a single to left field. So we're going to subtract 30 from the runner's speed rating. Take his new speed rating and just plus or minus based upon the left fielder arm rating. We're going to roll the dice to see if his speed rating is within the range. So going from first to third, it was a single to left field. We're going to subtract 30. If it's going to center field, you subtract 20. If it goes to right field, you always subtract 10. So we're subtracting 30 from Barbado. Barbado's speed is a 77. That brings him down to a 47. Then we also have to subtract the left fielder's throw rating. So that's Daryl Motley. Let's look at Motley here. He's got a -7. So we're basically subtracting 37 from 77 to see if he goes first to third. It is going to be a 37. That's a 40% chance. So we're going to roll a percentile to see if he goes first to third or if he stays on second. 40% or less on the first percentile roll. It's a 48. Oh, close. He thought about it, but he just goes to second on the single. So runners on first and second with one away here. And Chet Lemon is 2 for 2 on the day. Brings up Darrell Evans, who hit into the ground ball to first. First time up. Runners on first and second. RBI opportunity here for Chet Lemon. I'm sorry, for Darrell Evans. Pitch. Did we check for an error on that one? Wait a second. Left fielder was a 96. Yeah, we did check for an error. I'm pretty sure we did. All right, it's a 41, so it's going up for Buddy Black. 56 against the lefty. 56. Ground ball C. Now this is going to be interesting because we got runners on first and second. So we need this chart. So men on first and second, and we look at our ground ball C chart. So the ground outfielder to first, both runners advance. So it's a C or slow ground balls. All right, so he goes to third. He goes to second. And he rolled a 6, and he's a lefty. On a ground ball, a 6 is a shortstop. So that's just going to be a G6 out. So two-way with runners on. Oh, because it. Okay. On second and third, two-way for Marnie Castillo, who hit into the 1-3 ground out in the, the third inning there. So two hits in the inning. Can the Tigers tie things up here? Base hit might drive in one, maybe two. Let's see what happens. As a 91, so it's coming off the batter. And a 51 against the lefty is a strikeout. 38 to 52 is a strikeout. So big strikeout there if you're a Kansas City Royals fan. So 2 hits. That brings them up to 4. No runs. And we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. That brings up Frank White. There he is. Frank White against Jack Morris. All right, wind up. And the pitch. 26, so it's off of Morris. 47 against the righty is going to be a ground ball A. He hit it to 7. He is a righty. 7 is going to be third base. So that's a G5. See, now we know what we're doing. Much quicker, much faster. Beautiful. And of course, if you had the cards and the charts in front of you, it would be so much easier. All right, one away here in the bottom of the 5th. That's a 21, Jack Morris. 0-2 against the righty. 0-2 is a walk. So walks to first. His steal rating is only a 30. He's not going anywhere. So that brings up Onyx. Onyx flew out to left field in the 3rd. Made some good defensive plays so far. And here it comes. That's a 90, so off of Onyx. 94 is going to be a flyout. 94 righty is going to be center field. Let's check the center fielder. Willie Wilson, 97%. So let's see if we have an error on Willie Wilson. That is an 85, so no error. And that's going to be F8. That brings up Willie Wilson. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. That's a two-way. Willie Wilson against Jack Morris. That's a 24, so it's coming off of Morris card. 62 against the lefty. 62. Ground ball C. That's a 2. He's hitting left. Catcher again. So we're just going to call this one, wow. We're going to call this one the ever popular 2-3 out. And that's going to end it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Going into the 6th inning, still 2-1 ball game. Due up for Detroit will be at the top of the lineup, Lou Whitaker, who's 0 for 2 today. Bud Black has only given up 4 hits. It's 1 measly home run, 1 bad pitch, that's all. Although last inning he gave up 2 singles, so let's see what happens this time. 71, so he's coming off the batter's card. 43 against the lefty is a strikeout. So Lou Whitaker starts off the inning with a strikeout. Brings up Alan Trammell, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Oh, we got to check for error. That was no, we don't have to check for error because that was a strikeout. Duh. All right, 77 coming off the batter's card. 92 against the lefty is going to be a flyout. 92 flyout against the right-hander. Or since he's batting right-handed, he's going to come off of this side. So it's a right field. 92 right fielder. Let's check the right fielder is going to be 96, Pat Sheridan. Let's see if there's an error. See if he drops it. Nope, not this time. F9. Brings up Kirk Gibson, who is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a grounder to short. Line out to short, actually. All right. 77 again off the batter's card. 21 against the lefty is going to be a single to center field. Center fielder is Willie Wilson, 97. Let's see if he causes an error here. Oh my gosh, look at that. We got 0, 0, 0, 0. We rolled 4 zeros. But 0, 0, it does not fall in his 97 range, unfortunately. But Kirk Gibson gets himself a single. What is his steal rating? It's 84. He's going. He's going. 84. We're going to take minus 10 for Bud Black. That brings it down to his 74. And we need the catcher's Don Slott. He's a minus 6. So it's a total of minus 16. 84, 74, 74 minus 6 is going to be 68. So he's got a 68% chance to steal. Kirk Gibson waits on the pitch. Here it comes. And he takes off. He goes. That's a 52. He makes it in there. Steals second base. Stolen base. All right. He can actually steal third if he wanted to. He would get a minus 30, I think it is. So it would go from a 60. It would go from a 68 to a 38% chance. Ooh, that seems a little rough. Maybe he'll just stay on second. All right, Lance Parrish is up. Here we go, Lance Parrish. Kirk Gibson, not with the gimpy leg Kirk Gibson. This must be the full-blown American hero Kirk Gibson. Here we go. Lance Parrish, righty versus the lefty. It is a 27, so it's coming off the pitcher. 95 against the righty is going to be a flyout. 95 flyout is going to be a right fielder. Right fielder is, it came off the pitcher's card, so we don't need to check for an error. That is a right fielder. 1, 2, 3, a single, one more hit given up, but all importantly, no runs. So we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still 2-1 ball game. Due up Pat Sheridan. Pat Sheridan, who walked in the 3rd and grounded to 2nd in the 1st against Jack Morris. Jack Morris is still hanging in there. You know, these 1984 pitchers, they'd stay in. 23, so it's coming off Morris. 99 against the left-hander. That's going to be a fly out. And, 99 is a deep to right field. Deep to right field, Pat Sheridan's power is a 55, I believe, if we remember our chart. Looking at Kauffman Stadium. Look at our 55 power, and that's a 0-0. So, I guess that means, I guess that means we roll, because if we roll a 0-0, it turns it into a home run, right? Does not turn it into a home run. So that is just going to be a Pat Sheridan. That was off the pitcher's card, so we don't need to check for an error. And that was center field. I think it was right field. Let's go F9. That's fine. All right, brings up George Brett, 0 for 2. George Brett, lefty versus righty. That's a 29-17. So Jack Morris, 17 against the lefty, 17. Single to right field. So we don't have to check for an error because it came off the pitcher. Single to left field, that is a single. George Brett steals at 30. Not going to happen. All right, brings up Jorge Horta. And yes, I've renamed him 3 times so far, but he's 2 for 2. So we should definitely look up Jorge Horta, find out how to pronounce his name, because he's 2 for 2 today. Doesn't get much better than that. 2 singles on the day. Well, I guess you could be better than that, but let's see. You got to have 2 home runs. 78's coming off of his card. 21 against the righty. 21 is another single. This one's to center field. Now we got to find out if George Brett, his speed is 74. We subtract 30. So it takes it down to 74, 64, 54, 44. And then we subtract the left fielders. Where did he hit it? 21. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Center field. 21. Right? 78, 21. Yes. So I went to center field. So you subtract 20. That's going to be 54. And then we subtract the center fielder's arm, which happens to be, in this case, Chet Lemon. What's Chet Lemon's? Chet, where are you? There you are. His minus 6. So we're going to subtract 26. Oh my gosh, from 74, 64, 54. It's a 48. So 0. So the first die roll will be to see if there's an error. The second percentile, see if he goes first or third. So that way we'll always remember to do the error first, and then we'll find out if the batter goes first or third. So the error is going to be a 0-2, so no error. A 62 is not within the 0 to 48 range. So he goes to second on the single, and George Brett on the board with the single. So runners at first and second with just 1 out. Yes, with just 1 out. And that brings up Daryl Motley. He's part of the Motley crew. Daryl Motley crew. Runners are first and second. Jack Morris giving up a couple more hits. Let's see. Might be it if he gives up any more runs. 75, so it's off the batter. 22 against the righty. 22 is going to be a single into right field. Single into right field. So we got to find out. Let's look at our charts. All right. Runner going from second base to home on any single. We subtract 10. And then we take the outfielder's arm. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So on second base is George Brett. He's got a 74 speed, loses 10. He's down to 64. Went to center field. Was just Chet Lemon. He's got an arm of 6. This is 64. It's going to be a 58. So from 0 to 58, George Brett goes second to home. And we'll check for the error as well because it came off of Motley's card. And that is no error. And a 0-5. So George Brett comes all the way around to home to score. Jorge Horta going first to third. Okay, what's going on here? Why can't I adjust my... Huh. Can't like adjust my batters here. What happened? It's like this. All right, God bless it. Always something happening, I tell you. This is who? Kansas City lineup. George Brett. All right, so Brett went. Horta going from first to third. 77 minus 20 because it went to center field is 57, and then we subtract 6, so that's a 51 or less. I'll go first to third on the hit. 0-3. Wow, there's just some low numbers there. So he's going to third on the play, and then we got us back-to-back-to-back singles, runs scored through 3 hits, 3 singles, and that's going to be it for Jack Morris. Jack Morris with runners on the corners with only 1 out. They're going to be bringing in somebody here. So let's see here. This is the wrong side. That's our closer. They're going to be bringing in the reliever. Ariel Lopes. He's coming in the 6.1 inning. 6.1 sounds about right. His first batter will be this one. We'll color code those. I don't know. Let's make him orangish. That's fine. He's going to be facing off against Steve Balboni. So Ariel Lopes versus Steve Balboni. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Let's see if Lopes can get that all-important second and third out here. 39, so it's coming off of his card, and that's a 90. 90 against the right-hander is going to be a flyout. Let's find out what kind of flyout it is. It's a 90. 90, the right-hander, so that's going to left field. So left field flyout. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Now let's find out, because we have a runner at third, can they tag up, right? So that's kind of important to know. So it's a liner. Man on third. That's not a line out, that's a fly out. So we have a fly out to fielder. So runner of 80 speed scores if it's hit to the outfield. Man on first. Actually, we have men on first and third, so that might make a difference. Fly out to the fielder. Runner on first holds. Left field, runner score on third scores if 80 speed. If it's center or right field, 75 speed. So it's actually a left field hit, if I ever recall it was F7. So if the runner has an 80 speed or higher, they will tag up and score. And on third base is Jorge. He has a speed of 77, just not fast enough. So he will hold on the fly out. That's gets the all-important second out. And that came off of the pitcher's card, so we don't have to worry about running for an error. Oops, let me just minimize this out of the way. Stratomatic Delaware's in the house. Hello, 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 Stratomatic Delaware. Guys, check out Stratomatic Delaware's channel if you haven't done that yet. We are playing some dice baseball here. Very interesting, good system. Very similar to other systems out there. If you're played Status Pro Baseball, or I wouldn't say it's like Payoff Pitch Baseball, but it reminds me of Payoff Pitch Baseball because you're gonna find out which card, roll on the dice, boom, you're done. So Frank White hit a home run in the second, grounded to third in the fifth. It's a 57, so it's coming up for the pitcher's card. That is a 50 against the right-hander, 50 against the right-hander. Ground ball B, that is going to be with runners at first, and it doesn't matter. It's a 0, actually. So let's see. He is a righty. A 0 is going to go to second base. So it's just going to be an F4 out. I was going to say we could do a double. It's probably going to be a double play, but it's not going to matter because that is the third out. So they get 1 run on 3 hits. So they're up to 6 hits. 1 run, an all-important run there. Puts them ahead 3-1 going into the top of the 7th inning. So we have us a bowl game here now. Larry, oh Larry, where are you? There you are, Larry. All right, Bud Black is going to come out and pitch the 7th inning. So we give up 5 hits, 1 run so far. Let's see if we can get through this 7th inning here. Larry Herndon is singled in the second and flied to first base in the 5th. 84, so it's coming off his card. 97, though, is going to be a deep fly ball. Deep fly ball, he has a power of 56, not high enough. So that's going to be to left field. We're just going to call that a simple F7. If you missed the beginning of this, you have to go back and watch. But we now know that you have to have at least a 60 power to get one out here at Kauffman Stadium. Big ballpark. So these deep flies, they aren't going to travel. So 1 away brings up Barbaro. He's hit into the single and the 5th, and hit into the 5-4-3 double play in the 2nd. You know what? Before we do Barbaro, let's go back. We forgot to check for an error to the left fielder. Left fielder error is a 96. Daryl Motley. Just to make sure, Daryl Motley does not call it, no error. So have to remember to do that because it was off the batter's card. Anything off the batter's card, you have to check for error. So then even if it's caught, even if it's an out. All right, Barro's up. That's a 0-5. We got a special chart 66 on the special chart. We know that's a range check, so we've done that a few times. We're going to be doing it again. So let's find out the range and the number. Here it comes. That's a 61. That is going to be the shortstop range. Shortstop. Shortstop is going to be Onyx Concepcion. And he rolled an 89. That might not be good. Shortstop. He's got a range of 88. So 89, that is an error on the play. Error. E6 for the error. And Onyx Concepcion cannot. Actually, that's not an error because we were not doing an error check yet. That was just a range check. Onyx could not make the play just off the end of his glove. I mean, just barely off the end of his glove because he's got an 88 range. He rolled an 89. So now we'll check for the error to see if he picks it up, throws wild or something. 42. So no error on the play. So that is just Barbaro got himself a single. If he tries to steal, that's going to be a minus 16. That's going to bring him down to 61% chance. Does he steal? Oh, I'm sorry. No. We got to look at not the speed rating. We got to look at the steal rating. So yeah, not going to steal. He's just going to stay. All right, Chet, you're back. Check your bags at the door. We got us a ball game here. Mr. Chet, your bags at the door. Lemon with the home run in the third inning. Single in the fifth. 2 for 2 on the day. And we got us a 0-7. So this is coming another special. 0-7, and that's a 10. That is going to be something different, folks. That is not a range check. That is going to be a something else check. As soon as I find it, I'll let you know what that something else is going to be. Here it is. We rolled this. What did we roll this? We rolled this a 10. So 0 to 14 is going to be a pitcher chart. We're going to look at the pitcher's chart, which happens to be right here. We're going to roll a 10-sided dice and get the result. Ignore if the bases are empty. So are the bases empty? No, we have a runner on first. So we're going to find out, does he walk, does he balk, or throw a wild pitch? Roll a single dice. So the first dice in the queue here, whatever it is, and we'll see what happens. That is a 9. So on the 9, that is a pitcher throws a wild pitch. Runners advance one base. So go instead of stealing, going to second on the wild pitch is Barbaro. Chet Lemon's still in the box after the wild pitch. We got us a ball game. Runner on second, 1 away here in the 7th inning. Chet Lemon already with 1 home run on the day. Can he tie this ball game up? One swing of the bat, he can do that. That's an 81, so it's coming off of his card. That's a 0-2 against the lefty. A 0-2. It's going to be a walk. So you decide to walk him. Put runners on first and second. That brings up Darrell Evans. 2 ground balls. Darrell Evans. Runners on first and second. He'll just swing away. Just swinging away. Oh wait, we got to check for an error. No, wait, because he walked. We don't have to check for an error. That's a 41 that's going to come off of Buddy Black. That's a 59 against the lefty. 59. Ground ball C. For those of you just joining us, we will go over this one more time. Where is it? Where is our advancement chart? Here we are. Ground ball C. We have runners on first and men on first and second. That's the wrong chart. Here we go. Ground ball C. That's what we're looking for. Men on first and second. So ground outfielder to first. Both runners advance. So it's going to be ground out to number 9, actually. He is a lefty. Number 9 is a shortstop. So ground ball to the shortstop. Only play is going to be at first. Let's call that a G6. And going to third on the play. And going to second on the play are the runners. That puts 2 runners in scoring position for Marty Costello, who's over 2 on the day. He's not had good at bats either. Let's see if he can make up for that right now. The catcher. Do they? No, I don't think so. I think we're just let him ride. Here we go. That's a 20, so it's off the pitcher card. It's a 94. That's a flyout. 94 flyouts to center field, and since it was off the pitcher's card, center field, there is no error check. So we have 1 hit, no runs, and 1 error. No error. That was not an error. That's right. That was just that was a wild pitch. I don't think wild pitches are classified as errors. I don't think they are. I could be wrong on that. Who knows? That brings up Don Slott walked and struck out, facing off against Ariel Lopes. 10-66 will bring him onto his card. That is a 12, so well within his range. And a 34 against the righty. 3-4 is a strikeout. 19-41 is a strikeout. So that is a strikeout. We're doing the 7th inning stretch, by the way. We missed that. So take us out to the ball game, folks. Let's do it. Sing it, everyone. Onyx is 0 for 2. Couple fly balls. That's all he has to show for his effort at the plate. It's a 95, so it's coming off of his card. It's a 71 against the right-hander. 71 is going to be a line out. And it's a 1, so line out. He is a right-hander. 1, he lines back to the pitcher. Pitcher. What is the pitcher's defense? Oh, his defense is only a 79. So we got to check for an error because it came off of Concepcion's cards. It's higher than 79. There is an error on the play. And 84, that is the first error, as Lopes should have caught the liner, dropped it, and then throws it over the first baseman's head. And getting on base is the E1 error on Lopes. Wow. So Concepcion steals 61. This is a -10, and the catcher's rating is a -6. So that's going to drop it down 61, 51. It's going to drop it down into the 43 range, 42, 43, 44 range, I think is what it is, 44 or less. So almost a 50% chance. Now I think they'd rather just let Willie Wilson swing away. Let's see what happens. Willie Wilson. Do they? Yeah. They'll just, they're up 3-1. There's no sense in forcing the action. 36, this is coming off of Lopes. 94, that is going to be against the lefty. 94 is a flyout. 94 for the lefty is center field. We got to check for an error against the center fielder. That's Chet Lemon. He's a 98. You can see that up in our little chart up here in the top. There we go. So, oh, he rolled a 91, so almost an error, but no error. So that's an F8 for the second out. And that brings up Pat Sheridan. Pat Sheridan walked in the third and grounded out to second in the first and flew out to right field in the sixth. 62-82. That's going to be 62 is inside of his range. 82 against the lefty. Going to be another flyout. 82 against the left-hander is going to be to the catcher. Little pop up behind the plate in foul territory. We're going to call that an F2 out. And that is no runs on no hits, one error. Oh, I did that backwards, didn't I? That should be like that. One error. And going in the top of the eighth inning, that brings up, looks like the heart of the order. Back up to Mr. Lou Whitaker. So in the eighth inning, does Bud Black stay in? He's given up 6 hits, only run. I think Bud Black's day is probably going to be done, even though he's having a great performance. Let's check the actual game. See what happened here. Bud Black, how many innings? He only pitched 5 innings. So yeah, we'll bring in a new pitcher in real life. We're going to bring in Mr. Mark Husman. He's coming in the 8th inning. And I'll be facing off against the top of the lineup there. We'll make that color code that purple. There we go. So Lou Whitaker against Mark Hosman. Hosman maybe. Let me minimize this stuff over here. Get that out of the way. Here we go. So top of 8, 6 outs left for Detroit. They're down 3-1. Only run coming in the 3rd inning on a Chet. Chet's your back as I hit a home run. Lemon. That's a hell of a nickname. And I made that up. So 12, that is in Hosman's. And he's an 89 against the lefty. Is going to be a flyout. 89 flyout against the lefty. His third base. So he flies out to third base for the out. That brings up, came off of the pitcher, so no need for an error check. That brings up Alan Trammell, who's on the cover of that Sports Illustrated magazine. That will be the image for this video. So Alan Trammell. 63, that is outside his range. 63 is on the batter, and that is a 0-0 against the right-hander. That's a walk. So walk, Alan Trammell, and his steal rating is 64. He is only a -3 rating there. Do they get that? I mean, the only reason they might want to do is to keep out of that double play, but it's a -3, and the catcher is Don Slott. Let's look at Don Slott is a -6. So together they're a -9. Alan Trammell's steal is a 64. So -9 is going to be a 55% chance. Do you risk a 55% chance down 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning with Kirk Gibson up at the plate? Oops, I did these. I'm going to cut these out of there. I'm going to paste these there, and then I'm going to cut these out of there, and I'm going to put them in the right section now. They should go here, not above there. And I did the same freaking thing. So let's cut that out of there again. Paste it over here. Cut it out of there. And this time we want to put it on the Whitaker's line, which is here. Paste. All right. There we go. Ace. I don't know why I did this. I can actually probably just delete that line. There we go. All right. So, runner at first, 54% chance to steal. Kirk Gibson up, down 2 runs. Do they... Let's take a look at the actual hit and run chart and see what happens. So we're going to look at the contact rating. So contact is 89. So I'll be using this column here. All right, we're going to try a little hit and run action, get things going here with the good contact hitter up of Kirk Gibson. Oops, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm not looking at the wrong player. He's an 81. Oh, that might change everything. 81. 81, huh? All right, we're going to do it. Let's just check the baseball rules just to see if there's anything we need to add or subtract to that. Yeah. Hit and run. I don't think there is, but you never know. Hit and run. All right, so a player can only hit and run once per game, and there must be runners on base. Fine. All right, Kirk Gibson's going to be using the hit and run chart. Let's do this. Here we go. He's an 80. Oops, he's an 81. So we're going to be using this column just to the left of our dice roll. Look at these first percentile rolls. Let's find out what happens. Here it is, big play of the game. Can Kirk Gibson do it? Let's find out. It is a 50, right in the middle. 50 is 47. It's ground out. All right. Well, he grounded out to 6. 6 happens to be for the left-hander, the shortstop. But it doesn't say. Let's look at our hit and run chart. Ground out. Runner's safe, batter out at first. Okay, so they kept out of the double play by doing that, basically. So he hit the ground ball to short. And because they were in hit and run, they kept out of the double play, which is good. And going on to second base on the hit is Alan Trammell. So that is actually the second out of the inning. I didn't have a star there. So that brings up Lance Parrish. There we go. So two-way here in the top of the 8th inning. All right, Lance Parrish. Can he do it? One swing of the bat. This game could be tied. You never know. That is a 66, so it's coming off of Parrish's card. 73 against the righty. 73 is going to be a line out. 3 line out with the righty is going to be a line out to first. Let's check the first baseman's error is a 96. Let's check that error rating. 96. It's a 73, so it's going to be a line out to first base, L3. So once again, no runs, no hits, no errors. And Mark Hossman comes in and does the job. All right, that brings us to George Brett. He's a lefty. And he's a righty. George Brett actually hits better against righties. He hits better against lefties. He hits better against lefties. So we're going to bring in a righty. I think Lopes's day is probably done. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters in. That's good enough for Ariel Lopes. Sorry. Sure. We're gonna bring in Doug Bear. He's coming into the 8th inning. Oops. 8. There we go. And we'll color code him as well. He's going to be facing off against George Brett. His job? Get out George Brett. So Doug Blair is coming in to face off against George Brett. Let's see if he can do it. George Brett, 1984 Kansas City Royals against the 1984 Detroit Tigers. Doug Bear. That is a 94, so it's coming off of Brett's card. 23 is going to be a single to center field. Center field is Chet Lemon. Let's find out if Chet makes the old error. Oh, 98. Where's Chet? Ooh, 98. Ooh, hang on a second. I have to check the rule. Error. Let's look at the error rule. Because that's right what his error rating is. I don't know if you have to roll higher than his rating or if it's that number or higher. Let's see. Yeah, come on. Where are you? Ballpark, special notes, stealing. Where is error? We read it earlier. I just don't remember what it said. Yeah, where is your error check, please? Errors. Every error and every single, double, and triple off the hitter's cards. Yes, but it doesn't tell you if you need to roll that number or less. I'm assuming, because everything else is like, 0, 0 to 79. So I'm assuming that is not an error. So the only way Chet Lemon makes an error is if it's like 99. So almost making the error, but that's going to be a single into center field. George Brett is not going to steal. That brings up the hot hitting George Orte. George Orte. I know that's not his name, but still. I like calling him something different every time because every time I call him by a different name, he gets a single. First he was George Orta, then he was George Orte. So every time I call him by a different name, he'll get a hit. Let's see. That is, come on, wiggle, wiggle. 69 is going to be off of his card. 93, though. That is not what you want to see against the righty. That's a flyout. 93 flyout for the lefty is left field. Check for an error against Larry Herndon. He's a 96. That's 70, so he's fine. So it's a flyout to left. One away. Daryl Motley, part of the Motley crew. $81.91. So once again, that's going to be a flyout 91. He's a righty. 91 center field. Oh, F8. Let's check for that error. Center fielder again, Chet Lemon. Only a 99 will be an error. That is a 50, so he's good. That's so second away. That brings up Steve Balboni. Steve Balboni. That's a 67-7 actually against the righty. So it's coming off of his card. A 0-7 is going to be a walk. So a walkie. And that takes George Brett to second. Brings up Frank White. 2 away. Runners at first and second. They need to get Frank White out here. That is a 13, so it's coming off of Doug Blair's 61. Ground ball C. It's a 1. He's right-handed 1. That's going to be back to the pitcher. That's going to be a 1-3 put out. And that ends the threat. But 1 hit, no runs. 1 hit brings him up to 7. No runs. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Due up, Larry Herndon, Barbaro, Gabby, and Chet Lemon. But coming in for your Kansas City Royals, going to be Dan Quisenberry, Danny Quisenberry. And he's coming in to close out the 9th inning here. And he's going to have a color of, no, not blue. We want this to be like a, brown. And I need to mark off this spot here. There we go. So he's facing off against Larry Herndon. Let's see if Detroit did anything fancy in their game to try and... Larry Herndon, huh? They actually pinch hit for Larry Herndon with Rupert Jones, so we're going to do that. Larry Herndon, and we're going to, no, we got to go to the column below it. So we're going to insert the Rupert Jones coming in the 9th. There we go, Rupert Jones. So we can actually clear this out because that's not where his first pitch was. We have no fill. There we go. So Rupert Jones. Let's find Rupert here. Where's Rupert? There he is. I got his card ready to go for us. So 288 against the right-hander. There we go. It's a good move by the Detroit Tigers manager, a.k.a. me. Thank you. Rupert Jones, pinch hitting. Here's the windup in the pitch. 55, so it's off of Quisenberry. 73 against the lefty. 73 is going to be a flyout. Flyout. 73. There is no 73 flyout. Flyout 73. The lowest it goes is like 78. Yeah, like 77 is the lowest number in the flyout section. A little weird. Got a flyout 73 versus left-handers. 71 to 99 is a flyout, but there is net. It doesn't really matter, other than it kind of does matter. So we'll just assume it's a line-out flyout ball, and we'll look at the 3, so it goes to first base. Let's check the first base error check. It's 96 for Steve Balboni. Let's make sure he doesn't make an error. Oh, wait, we do not need to do that because it's off the pitcher's card. So we're just going to call this a liner to first for the out for Rupert Jones. Good old Babardo. Babardo. We're going to leave him in there, the DH today. See if he can get a hit. He's 2 for 3 actually with 2 singles on the day. So 83, it's coming off his card. 77 against righties. Probably line out. 7 line out with the right-hander. He lined it to left field. Let's make sure the left fielder is Daryl Motley, part of the Motley crew. He's got a 96, so 97 or higher will be an error. No error on the play. That's an F7 out. So they're down to their last out, and coming up is See Me Later, Mr. Chet, I Am Back, Lemon. with the home run, the only run for Detroit in the game. Let's see if he can keep the things going for Detroit, keep them alive. It's a 25. It's coming off the closer. A 0-1, a right-hander 0-1 is going to be a single to left field. And that does keep things going. That brings up Darrell Evans. Darrell Evans. And I think we're going to be making another change here. No. No, not that. Let's see here. Yep. All right, so we're going to be bringing in, we're going to insert, just because we can, Dave, won't you be my Bergman? It's coming in the 9th. Won't you be my Bergman against Dan Quisenberry? Runner on first. Chet, see me later, Lemon. Dave, here I am back, Bergman. Dan Quisenberry, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. And with one swing of the bat, he could tie this game up. He only had 7 in the regular season. Batted .278 against righties, though. Let's see if he can do it. That is a 0-2. We got a special play. 45. Special play. So that's going to be a fielder's range. So we're going to be rolling these dice again to find out. First one will be the location. Second one will be the range number. That's a 0-9. That's going to be the pitcher. And the range is a 53 for the pitcher. Let's see. Quisenberry's range. Oh, excellent range. 96 for Quisenberry. Easily gets that. Tosses the underhand over to first. And that's a ground ball. The first for the out. Oh, that's not Darrell Evans' fault. That's Dave. Here I'm back. Bergman, ground ball, out. So 1 hit, but no runs. And that'll be the ball game here. Let's take a look. Here are the final statistics. If you are interested in keeping score at home, the 1984 Detroit Tigers, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 error. The 1984 Kansas City Royals, Game 1 of the American League Championship Series, 7 hits, no errors, 3 runs. Looks like Bud Black's going to get the win. Dan Quisenberry with the save. Taking the loss is going to be Jack Morris. MVP. Well, there was a 2-run home run in the first by Frank White, but that was his only hit of the game. 3 singles there. I don't know who player of the game might be. Chet Lemon, maybe. He was 3 for 4 with a home run. 2 singles and a home run. But it was in a losing cause. I don't know. I could give it to Bud Black, who had, let's see here. He went 7 strong innings. Gave up 6 hits and 1 run. Maybe Bud Black, MVP, with the win. Only 1 run, 6 hits though. 6 hits is, and the 1 hit was a home run, and I gave up a couple hits there, another hit there, hit there. Let's make sure that's 1, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits. Yeah, so he gave up 6 of the 7 hits. How many strikeouts and walks? He had 1, 2, 3. At the 3 strikeouts, walks. Do you have any walks? 1 walk. 2 walks. Nope, that wasn't his. So 1 walk and only 1. How many strikeouts did we say? That was 1, 2, 3 strikeouts. That's it. Yes, since there wasn't any header, we're going to go ahead and give it to Bud. Be My Friend Black as the MVP. Red equals MVP. There we go. So Bud Black ended up being the MVP for the first game of the American League Championship Series. The Detroit Tigers fall to Kansas City 3-1 in 9 innings. Bud Black with 7 strong innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 6 hits on the day. Pretty good game. So again, if you're joining us later, didn't watch the beginning, you can check out all of these different sports games at http://gen14gaming.com, or just go to Google and search for Gen 1400 Gaming. They got baseball, they got basketball, they got boxing, they got football. Each one of these you can download a demo version. I'll give you all the rules and all the charts. Plenty of cards to try out. I think the boxing one has I don't know, there's like 20 or 30 different boxers you can try out. So, and the games have been pretty decent. We played the hockey game, and now we tried the baseball game. The games have been pretty good. So I would highly recommend it. And if you do shop for stuff, if we're looking at a PDF for the baseball version, the 2016 season is $5 in PDF. 1986 is $5, $3 for 1922, and only $3 for the 1908. So for $16, you can get 4 season sets to play with. That's an awesome deal. Highly recommend that. So definitely go and check them out. Yeah, I mean, if you're similar to some of the baseball games we've been playing recently on my channel, so it's pretty easy to understand. If you printed out the charts at home, you'd be able to fly through a game really quickly. Look at the charts every once in a while. Check to see where the ball landed. It's harder to simulate it on the computer when you're trying to do cards and dice, but I think we did a good job of that. So let me know what your thoughts and comments are on this game. If you're going to pick this game up, let me know. If you're interested in it, let me know. We can buy some season files and try it out. So, yeah, let me know what you think. All right, folks. Well, this has gone on long enough. We got to go watch the Cubs get swept out of the playoffs today. That would be awesome. Ha 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 ha. So we'll see everyone soon. Thanks to Tribe Fan 879, Max Cornelius, Stratomatic Delaware, everyone that decided to join us tonight. So thanks, guys, for doing that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, I guess we'll see everyone next time. I'm just waiting for my stream to catch up. Man, it's like way, way behind. So just gonna make sure that it catches up to where I'm at, so I don't get cut off in the middle when I decide to end the stream. So I'm going to let it run for about 30 more seconds, and I'm going to end it. But anyways, Stratomatic Delaware, Max Cornelius, Tribe Fan, everyone else that's joined me tonight, definitely check out Dice, Baseball, and all of the games, the Dice games, systems that they got on their website. Once again, I'll pop it up here so you guys can see it. Gen 1400 Gaming. Everything seems to be reasonably priced. Decent games, decent charts. Highly recommend it, actually. For the price, you get quite a bit of stuff. So hopefully they'll continue adding more and more stuff to it. I'd like to see more season files for the baseball. There is quite a few. If you go to the printed version, there is a boatload of them, as you can see here. There's like 4 pages worth of stuff. So hopefully, here's the 16, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 seasons. If you wanted to have them already printed out, they look like they're about 30 to 35 bucks a piece. So yeah, try them out. Let me know if you guys try them out. Let me know what you guys think of it, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys. See you next time.